Hey everyone, I am making a tutorial on the 3 basic chords that you will need to know to play a lot of worship songs if you wanted to. This was requested by a friend of mine from church, but she's trying to learn piano, so I was going to show the 3 basic chords. I'm going to run through C, G, and D, which you can play all together and make a whole song. But when you want to play G, you start with this G down here, and then you play B and D with it. So you have, just think of root as 1, and then you have 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, oh wait, 1, 2, 3 is the third. These are half steps, that's right, those are halves. So you go 1, 2, 3 is the third, 4, 5 for fifth. So then you play 1, 3, 5, so think 1, 3, 5. So also think 1, 3, 5 for the fingers. So play thumb, index, and whatever's comfortable. Then that is the 1, 3, 5 basic G chord. So when you play that, you can improvise. I like to call it voicing. It's a technique I use all the time and when I'm playing worship. But you do a voicing to where instead of playing the standard 1, 3, 5, you take the top note of the fifth and you move it down an octave. So if it was up here, it would be G. And then you take this top fifth, move it down an octave to voice it to make it sound like it has a more full sound, but that it would just sound like this. That is voiced G compared to G. And then all I do is I use octaves in the left hand. Can you see that? Yeah, octaves. So there's just 2 of them while I'm playing the voiced. And then I alternate between voiced and regular depending on what song I'm playing. But then it would be a voiced G with octaves compared to regular old 2. This sounds bigger. And I'll always play it down an octave down here. You can't see that, but I'll play it down there. Or what you can also do with G is go from, instead of taking the fifth down, you can open it up to where you have the root at the top, the fifth in the middle, and then take the third at the bottom. I played that way a lot too, so it'd be big. So that's G. Then that's what you can play with G. So you can either play it regular, voiced with fifth on the bottom, or voiced with third on the bottom. Those 3. And you can alternate in between. So then if you go to C, C is in middle C, the third is E, and the fifth is G. So C. So when I voice, I take the G, I do this every time I play C. I take the G and move it down the octave, and this is the open fifth C. That's the only way I've ever really played it. And with the octave of the C at the bottom. Can you see that? Yeah. So then it would just be that. So if you go from G to C, see how I use the regular G up to the voiced C. All you have to do is change 2 notes. Right there. Apologize for my out-of-tune piano, I haven't tuned it, so it's gonna sound bad. But this is C, G to C. So I'm just playing at the bottom. Sometimes I would just play the 1 and 5 to C. From G to C. As the alternative of G, C. See, it sounds open and bigger when you play it the other way. So this is just my technique. So then you can go from C and to D, and you can swap around all of this. So this is in the major chord progression of G, which has E minor in it too, so we'll get to that. But we have D, which is D, F sharp, and A, which I only play with the voiced open with the fifth on the bottom, like this. That's the way I love playing it, with the octaves. Really opens it up. So that's the fifth on the bottom, or the third on the bottom, which would be this. So I just kind of rotate wherever it feels good in the song. So if you were playing G, C, to D. So then you have E minor, which is E, G, and B. E minor. So the alternative would be pull the B down. That's the way I play it, with octaves. So then you can go from G, G, C, D, E minor, D, you know, you just kind of go back through it. So the main chord progression is played with this G chord progression. If you wanted to play any kind of worship song, if it's in G, a lot of times it starts with E minor or G. So let's start with E minor. From E minor to C to G to D. So as an example, One Thing Remains by Jesus Culture is in that. So it's E minor for the chorus. That. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Your love never fails and never gives up, never runs out on me. Like that. So that's the main way I play a lot of worship songs at my church. But let's just run through real quick again what I taught you. It's gonna be G, C, and D, and E minor. So that's the generic G chord progression that you can use for a lot of songs. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's good and helpful for you guys to learn how to play cool chords. And I'll probably be doing other keys and different ways to play and show the bottom way down here, you know, cool stuff and all the stuff I like to do at church. So thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.